Just over a year ago, I revisited an old favourite of mine, Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005. I really enjoyed going back to it and loved even more that the Steam and GOG versions still have online multiplayer, especially since I missed out on the multiplayer aspect when I first got it. My first experience with the original Battlefront from 2004 was much the same as with Battlefront 2. I loved jumping in and blasting away at things. I even remember preferring the OG Battlefront to Battlefront 2 at the time, but I think that was mainly because there was a couple of maps that I just really enjoyed in the OG version, and they weren't among the maps that were to return in the second game. I still have my copy of Battlefront for the PC, and I've added the PS2 version to my collection as well. But for this, I'll be playing with the Steam copy for that sweet, sweet multiplayer goodness. Let's get into the game. In a rough retelling of the prequel and original trilogies, the original Battlefront doesn't waste time with a narrative. It doesn't need to. We're here for massive battles. It does intersperse movie scenes between the missions in the single-player campaign, which is a nice touch. Starting as the Confederacy of Independent Systems, the CIS, and their battle droids at the Battle of Naboo, you switch to the Grand Army of the Republic at the Battle of Geonosis. As this game was released before Revenge of the Sith, the Republic campaign ended on Kashyyyk, since it had been announced that the Wookiee homeworld would be making an appearance. Picking up from there, the Galactic Empire and its stormtroopers seek out rebel scum until the first Death Star is destroyed, and then you play as the rebels themselves until the destruction of the second Death Star. I'm not sure why, but Star Wars video games at the time were trying to make the planet Renvar a thing. First mentioned in the comic series Tales of the Jedi Redemption in late 1998, it then made an appearance in the 2002 game The Clone Wars, before being mentioned in the Lost Sons comic set before the Old Republic MMO. Battlefront gets 2 Renvar maps. I remember loving this game, but for the life of me I cannot work out why. Even the maps I loved, like the Bespin Platforms map, felt bland. There are hero units that will spawn every now and then, but they're NPCs and you can't play them. You don't even have a sprint. The game modes are very limited. Where Battlefront 2 had different objectives to fulfill to complete missions, Battlefront's missions didn't finish until you either captured all the command posts or killed all the opposing teams. Even missions like Endor, where the game keeps screaming at you to destroy the shield generator, you can blow up the generator, but the mission doesn't end until everyone's dead or you've captured the command posts. I really like that the multiplayer has new life in the Steam and GOG versions, but there's virtually no games to get into. I guess that's not surprising with Battlefront 2 also having multiplayer support on Steam and GOG. Honestly, I'm trying real hard to find something nice to say about Battlefront, but it's just, I don't think it's possible. The only thing I can say is that the units are pretty solid. There's a good mix and I feel the balance is pretty good, which is why the template was carried over into the sequel. But the rest of the game is very average. This has to be one of the shortest Star Wars playtime episodes I've ever done. But there's really not a lot to say about Battlefront. The game is very simple and feels cut back. Honestly, there's not a lot of substance here and it's pretty boring and repetitive. I really don't get why I liked this game so much back in the day. It's really boggling my mind. Maybe it's having played Battlefront 2 fairly recently and understanding just how much of a better game it is. Better maps, better movement, just better. And because it also has multiplayer support, it has a lot more activity. With all that in mind, I give the OG Battlefront my Star Wars playtime rating of Stormtrooper Aim. Thank you so much for watching this video. I've enjoyed putting it together and I really hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe so you can see more of my content and give me advice on what games you want to see me play next. But thank you and we'll see you next time.